today we are joined by two gentlemen that really don't need an introduction, but we'll do it anyway. So, Marc Leishman, one of the best players in professional golf. Cam Smith, champion golfer of the year and captain of Ripper GC. So, thanks for sitting down and joining us, boys. So, the Aussies, you guys are my favorite guys to be around. It's always the life of the party. It's always fun. But how you been? What have you guys been up to?
Not much, really. We actually just come from Leish's charity day in Virginia Beach, which was a good day. All the lads were there. Where we were down in Adelaide, which was an amazing event. One of the coolest things I've ever done. And then Singapore as well, which is another great golf course and another good event. So
a lot of people have had jet lag coming into it, so you guys pretty much leveled out and ready to get back at it?
It was as bad as I've ever had it. I've been tired before from jet lag, but my body just felt all out of whack. It was brutal, but that's part of it, and feeling good now and ready to roll.
Yeah, it's obviously been a crazy and exciting time in golf and professional golf in the last 12 months. Walk me through through your lens of how that's looked. I know both of you joined LIV later in the season last year, but as the league started to progress, what was your perspective and thoughts as that was going on, and really what made you want to join LIV and be here?
For me, obviously what I was doing before, loved it, loved everything about it. 3 young kids at home, being able to spend a bit more time at home with them. The team aspect was fantastic. That was probably the biggest draw card for me, being able to spend more time with Cam and the boys, and travelling to new places that I hadn't been to before, new golf courses, and playing for obviously good incentive. So there was a lot of things that were positive about it, and it's exceeded all of my expectations so far. It's been so much fun, and really excited to see where LIV's headed.
How about you, Cam?
Yeah, the same for me, really. Just being able to spend a little bit more time back in Australia. I spent 7 or 8 weeks back there at the end of the year, and I think that that just made it all the better than what it was. Like Leish said, the team stuff has been great. I feel like just having some people to lean on and playing practice rounds with, and kind of see the courses through different lenses sometimes, which is nice. So and every event I think we've had has got better and better, and it's going to be good to see where this heads up in 10, 20 years.
Now that we're into the swing of things here in 2023, there's several events obviously under your belt. Got more events to come, but I want to go back just this off season. The season concluded at the end of October. You had nearly 4 months or so break. And that's one thing that the LIV Golf League is really providing to its players like yourself, is an opportunity to kind of take a time out. Professional golf is constantly going week in and week out. So, what was that like for you guys as a change, to have some time to just put the clubs away and reflect on other things? And what exactly did you get into in the off season?
Yeah, I've been pro for 18 years. It was my first off season, so I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I spent 2 months at home in Australia. Just to be able to do that and not feel guilty for missing tournaments was amazing. But time to do a little bit of work in the gym, which is very unlike me. But it was nice to actually have some time to see some improvements as well. So, I don't love playing golf when I'm sore, and I didn't have to play golf, so it was great. I enjoyed every second of it.
So, being home more, was Audrey ready just to kick you out of the house, just because she's used to having you gone so much? Or
it's a win-win for both of us, because she's like, when are you leaving again? But it was a good chance to go up to DC and see some hockey games, and I took the boys to an NBA game. She went on some girls' trips. It was really good just to see what it was. Just a different dynamic. It was very enjoyable, and we are used to spending a lot of time apart, and it's been a little bit different, particularly over Christmas when we had those months off. But I think we adjusted pretty well.
How about you, Cam? What'd you do this off season?
Yeah, we still played a couple of events down in Australia. It was good to go home and play a little bit of golf there. I stayed there through Christmas. Actually got engaged. So I had a lot going on. It was definitely nice to put the clubs down a little bit. I think the game has probably been hindered a little bit from that, having such a lot of time off, but definitely the brain and the body needed that after such a big year last year. I come back feeling fresh and yeah, just thinking properly, which was good.
Yeah, well, congrats on the engagement. So that was one of my next questions too, is just the game, keeping it fresh. Like, probably wanted to step away from the course for a minute or whatnot, but I mean, what do you to keep your game fresh without having that competitive golf you're playing on a weekly basis or several times a month? Playing the just matches with your buddies back home and.
I think we're both pretty fortunate. Both of our old boys are actually pretty handy golfers, so just going out to the local club back in Australia and playing 9 holes with them was awesome. You know, don't get to do that very often. It was good to see all those guys at home, and yeah, just trying to hit a few different shots and keep it pretty low key over the summer down there, and then getting back into some more hard-hitting stuff when we got back to the US.
So when you're not on the course, you're likely out on the water. So you've got a couple toys. Did you get a recently new boat?
Yeah.
You got on? So walk me through. Are you out there almost every day, or what? I mean, it's like what's.
I try. Well, I live in Jacksonville. We have to go such a long ways to get out to where we're fishing that it is always a pretty long day. So I try to get out once a week. And most of the time I can't actually get out. So I'd like to do a lot more, but I just can't with golf at the moment.
And not only can he catch it, he can cook it too.
Yeah?
Just before Orlando, he caught this massive wahoo.
This is the 6-footer that you.
Yeah.
He cooked it up, and it was honestly one of the
Leish
best things
doesn't
I've
even
ever
like.
eaten.
He doesn't even like fish, and I was like, "You got to try this. I promise you."
Did it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's got a career after golf if this doesn't work out for him.
He's a hell of a bartender too. When I was at his house, he was making
Yeah.
bees knees, and so I was like, this guy's
Has
multi-talented.
he made you one of his espresso martinis?
No, I don't think we got into that yet. So it's something to
It
look
was
forward
too
to.
early.
Yeah. Something to look forward to. So also this off season, some stuff changed. You rebranded the team, the logo, Ripper GC. Walk me through inspiration there. I know coming in late, you had adopted Punch. Mm-hmm. What was the inspiration behind the name change, and really who all was involved in that process?
Yeah, it was a bit of a long process, I think. But there's a ton of people from that LIV obviously helped us. We had a design team, and yeah, just kind of threw a few ideas to people I kind of trusted. You know, even my old boy and stuff like that. We wanted to get something that was kind of Australian in there, so we kind of went with the. It looks like, I kind of describe it like a moving Southern Cross. So we got that on our flag, so it's nice to wear that on the sleeve. And you know, the name is kind of, I guess, a little bit of Aussie slang, Ripper. We heard that a lot actually in Adelaide, and yeah, I think it was a good move for sure.
You've also added a new team member this year, so Jed Morgan joined the team and added him to the mix. Obviously, very talented player. What does he bring to the team to Ripper, and you know, how does he fit in with the lads?
He's the life of the team, isn't he?
He's the life of the
He
team.
fits in like too good, maybe.
Yeah.
No, we have a lot of fun off the course with Jed, and obviously he's young and he's just going to keep getting better and better, and really excited to just see where he goes, because he's got a whole lot of talent, and once he starts feeling comfortable out here, I feel like
He's
sky's the
a bit
limit.
like a sponge, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good for him being around the 3 older boys a little bit and seeing how we play golf a little bit differently, and yeah, he'll learn a ton this year and years to come, and he'll be a great golfer. Yeah.
No, he's got a big personality, so just time around your event with him was great. So it looks like he's obviously adopted the mullet. So I don't know if it should be something that you should institute as a captain, like Mark, Matt, you know, need to step up. I mean, we got to see a little bit of the mullet. You had the wig previous years, but you know, maybe we should go the whole team mullet.
Audrey really likes you, Travis, so you might have to talk her into that one. That might not end too well for me if I try and talk her into it.
No, you pulled it off. I think you
I
could do
could,
well.
I could give it a go for
We did the
for a
team
month or 2.
mustaches last year in Miami.
Did that? They were pretty filthy mows, weren't
Yeah,
they?
well, mine's not, but
Well, yeah.
his was, and Wade's
Yeah.
was incredible.
Yeah, you never
too.
know what might pop up after this off season.
You never know. You never know, especially with all you guys. So, I mean, the mullet for you never was meant to like last, but it stuck with you, right? It just became like your persona. I mean, I can't see that thing ever being cut at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought about cutting it off, other than some hot summer days where it gets a little bit hot in the neck. But yeah, I can't imagine not having it now. It's kind of stuck with me.
Talking about your team members, I mean, for me, as a fan of golf, you know, and as LIV started, I was trying to warm up to the team idea week in and week out and kind of understand the impact that it had. And once I really kind of got a pulse on everything, it's become, personally, one of my favorite aspects to see a player who could go out and shoot poorly on the first day or second day, but then still have a meaning to come to the table the last day and could make a big impact to the team. Go shoot a low number. It might not put you in top 10, it might not win you the event, but it could put the team on the podium, which is a big deal. And you guys having to play week in and week out. I mean, what's that like? Because both of you have extensive experience playing team events, whether it's just the two of you or playing with a broader team, but those have been really 1 week, right? So week in and week out, you guys show up here together as a team. I mean, how has that changed your approach coming into professional golf, and has it made it a better experience for you guys?
It definitely has for me.
I think so as well.
I feel like there's more accountability. You make sure you tick all the boxes. So not that you didn't before, but I think you really make sure you do, just to show your mates that you're all in. And I mean, there's always something to play for. Like, sometimes when you're Friday afternoon on a tour event, you might be 5 shots outside the cut with 3 holes to go, and you could start drinking beers.
Yeah.
But there's always something to play for. So the thing I'm looking forward to the most, and I hope we're in it, but is a team playoff. I think that's gonna be unbelievable to have a team playoff.
An event. That hasn't happened yet, and we've all thought it's going to happen, but it hadn't. I think that would be interesting. I think, like Leish said, just accountability and trying to tick all the boxes for the lads is good, and learning off each other too. We spend a ton of time together on and off the golf course, and the big boy here's got a few years under his belt, and I'm still learning stuff off him. So, it's good.
I think we spoke about the accountability on the golf course, but I think off the golf course is better.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I've never had so much fun in my life.
Yeah.
Traveling with the boys and all the lads that caddy for us. They're all our great mates and the team. So that's been probably one of the best parts about it.
You need that too, because a lot of people, what they don't understand is what you put into this job, right? You don't just show up and start playing tournament golf as it starts. You get here early, you're practicing. When you're done on the course, you're at the practice area, practicing for hours on hours. And I didn't personally know that until I started coming to some of these events and seeing all the work you guys put into it. And I'm like, okay, now I know why these guys are so good. Putting so much time to your craft. But to do that week in and week out just by yourself, I'm sure you definitely get burned out in quick time. So definitely. To have your mates there with you and to have fun, I'm sure it definitely gives you that energy.
Definitely can. And then, if hopefully we start having a bit more success as a team, and, having guys to celebrate with. If you win a golf tournament, usually it's you and your caddy are the happiest blokes in the world, and everyone else is,
happy
not
for
one.
you, but
So to have guys to celebrate with, hopefully we'll get to do that in the not too distant future. That could be dangerous, actually.
Yeah, I definitely would want to be there for when that happens, so I'll make that sure. So Cam, stepping into role as captain, you have a different approach coming into 2 weeks, right? I mean, obviously you've got your personal game, but you've got responsibilities as a captain, the team. I mean, how has that changed your overall approach to stuff?
I mean, on the golf course, not particularly much at all. I think there's, a few different things to do outside of the golf course, making sure the boys are on time to things like this. And but to be honest, I think we've got probably the most low maintenance team out of everyone. Everyone's really good. Everyone's really switched on when they're here, and everyone gets along too. So it's a pretty easy captain job. I've got Leish and Jonesy who are older than me, so the last thing I want to do is step on any older boys' toes and be telling them what to do. So, it's a pretty easy job to be honest.
So Mark, I mean, we talked about the team, but what's it like playing for a captain every week and then having to be a young buck here like Cam?
I mean, it's great. Like Cam was saying, I am older than him, but he's, got some of the best, one of the best golf games I've ever seen. So I'm always learning from him as well. That's been really enjoyable for me to see how he hits different shots and playing practice rounds every week, seeing how he goes about things. and it makes me want to get better. So
it's going to make me tear up here in a second.
no, so it's been really good for me too. So yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, but you know, going to be a long ride hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you guys, Australia was a huge success, you know, for LIV Golf and just professional golf for that matter. I mean, the Australians were hungry for golf, and they showed out. Over 75,000 people attended the event. The watering hole was, you know, all over the internet and TV. Just everyone was having such a great time, great experience. Now that you're removed from that, had some time to reflect. I mean, truly, like, I mean, you said yourself earlier that it was one of the best experiences you've had, you know, in golf or, you know, in your life. But I mean, really, what did that mean to you? 'Cause, you know, growing up near there and probably had lots of friends and family there in attendance.
Yeah, it was so cool. Honestly, it was. Yeah, it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. That whole week, you know, they were right around the team stuff. The boys were getting yelled at left, right, and centre. There was a really good energy in that crowd. Probably the most energetic fans. I mean, coming around greens, you know, obviously when it's the right time, but and just when someone holds a putt, not just us, but everyone, they just love seeing birdies and really high quality golf, and it was good for them to experience that, and yeah, could not have been happier with how that turned out. I think it was unreal.
I think that tournament was one of the big reasons that we did it as well, to try and bring golf back to Australia, and very high quality golf, and for us to be able to selfishly, I guess, spend more time there during the year as well. So yeah, it was one of the coolest tournaments I've been involved with. You know, I've had that energy for, you know, maybe 9 holes if you're looking like winning a tournament, or but not for a whole tournament. It was very tiring, but it was something I've never really dealt with, and it was amazing. It was like a dream week.
I mean, the energy you just see through the broadcast was crazy, you know, and just seeing everything. I mean, Fisher's out there, you've got live music going, the fans are just really engaged with everything. So, I mean, that's definitely got to impact your energy while you're out there, and you just want to play at the highest level. So, but yeah, I'm sure everybody was out there just giving you guys a good shout. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was amazing to see that, and just to see that growth. So looking forward to that event for next year for sure. Lots of Shoeys obviously are taking place throughout the week, so I wanted to touch base on that. Probably had just a few too many, but I mean, we had everything from Cam, you were brought up on stage to do one, and Mark, you capped off your week at the watering hole to finish off your event. So let's ask one question before I'm going to get to this next question to you, Mark. But I mean, how many Shoeys do you think that you did throughout that entire week?
That was my only one.
That was your only one?
Yeah,
wow.
that was my only one.
Disciplined captain there, so.
Yeah.
I did one.
Okay. All right, so the one that you took, Mark, walk us through, because I think
do we have to talk about this?
A little interesting story behind that. So the information behind the Shoey, why don't you share some details?
Yeah, it was, so I went up to the Leishman Lager boys and grabbed a couple of cold beers off them, handful of hats just to throw out just on the way back to the golf cart. Then a shoe gets thrown at me. It was a warm shoe, cold beer into a warm shoe. Pretty disgusting. My wife wasn't too happy with me. Yeah, cold beer into a warm shoe equals warm beer. So
Instantly.
it was not one of the better beers I've had.
Yeah.
It had to be done, and the crowd loved it. So I'm always up for a good time.
Yeah, I was wondering, seeing Fish walk around with this shoe. I didn't know if it was like a prop shoe that was fresh out of the box, or, you know, but to think like, hey, just some
I don't
strangers.
even know whose shoe it was, to be honest. He just told me to do it, so.
Just got to do it, yeah. Well, you were put on the spot. Well, both of you were actually.
Yeah.
So Mark, you and your wife Audrey have your own foundation, Begin Again Foundation, that's been going on for nearly a decade now, and made a huge impact, raising awareness for sepsis and helping those that have been affected in their lives, have lost loved ones. We had the opportunity, all of us were there supporting you here recently when you came back to the States to host your annual event. So we have a quick clip with some footage from that, but also just some comments from some of the other team members here at Ripper GC. We're out here in Virginia Beach at the Begin Again Foundation. Mark and Audrey Leishman are doing incredible things, raising millions of dollars, raising awareness for sepsis and helping families and individuals in need. Just this weekend alone, they've raised $750,000. And on top of that, Mark and Audrey made a $1 million donation themselves. They're doing amazing things. We've got Cam Smith and the rest of the Ripper GC team out here supporting him in this cause. It's a great time. So let's check in with Mark and Audrey and some others and see what we're up to this weekend.
We started the Begin Again Foundation after I almost died from sepsis, toxic shock, and acute respiratory distress syndrome back in 2015. I learned a lot about sepsis and how many people die from it every year, and it really fueled our passion to help survivors. Our mission is to save lives and support survivors. We save lives with sepsis awareness. It is my fourth baby, it's my passion, and I'm so thankful to be able to do this work.
Yeah, so the Begin Again Foundation is mine and Audrey's foundation. She got sick with sepsis 8 years ago now, and was lucky enough to survive. So we started the Begin Again Foundation to support people who survive sepsis, toxic shock syndrome and ARDS, along with a lot of other things we do, but it's fantastic to be out here today trying to raise money for such a special cause to us. Today's going great. Weather's perfect. I mean, couldn't be a better day. So yeah, really thankful for the support of everybody, and yeah, I know everyone's having an awesome time.
Having a ton of fun, having a ton of laughs. We're actually playing pretty good too, which is nice. Seeing a few putts go in, and yeah, it's great to be here and support these guys. It's such a great cause.
Out here having fun, beautiful day weather-wise, and having a great day here for Leish and Audrey's charity.
Good to be out here for Leish and his family, and basically the foundation that he obviously has started with Audrey, and we're having the time of our lives out here, and I can't wait to come back.
So Mark, this foundation has made tremendous impact for people who desperately need it. You guys personally went through an experience several years ago. Walk us through a little bit of that, and why this cause is so near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, so Audrey got sick with, well, a lot of different things, but sepsis, toxic shock syndrome, which turned into acute respiratory distress syndrome. So basically her lungs completely filled with fluid, and she couldn't breathe, so she got put on a ventilator. We basically got told she wasn't going to make it, and our unbelievable doctor decided to throw a Hail Mary. He's like, this is probably not going to work, but this is her best chance. Mm-hmm. So they did a couple of different things, and somehow she survived. So my boys were 3 and 1 at the time. So when all this is happening, I was pretty much ready to give the golf away, move back to Australia, and just be a dad. That was it's crazy how many things can go through your head when in such a short period of time. But obviously, so lucky that she made it, and the Begin Again Foundation has come out of it, and we've helped thousands of families, given away a lot of money, and it's really given Audrey a huge purpose in life to I've seen her drive and just want to help as many people as possible, and this journey I've taken with LIV has really helped that as well. So we've supported the foundation a lot more. We're obviously putting a lot of money into it, but we've been able to up that a lot, and we've helping people who really need it.
No, I mean, to that point, this recent event, you guys raised, I believe, about $750,000 at the event. Mark and Audrey personally donated another $1 million on top of that, and you have people who you've helped out through what you call your leash line, and that come and are present there and tell their story, and it's so powerful and impactful. So you've got a lot of great supporters, including Cam here, that are there to help you. And
yeah, Cam supported us this year with I've got to go to Jacksonville and mow his lawn for him. So yeah, it's no, we're very lucky with the support that we have, and yeah, we're fortunate to be in the position we are, and we love helping people any way we can.
Yeah, that's great. And Cam, so obviously you've been supportive of him through several years. The events I've been at, you've been there. But yeah, to Mark's comment earlier, one of the hot ticket items on the live auction was for a lawnmower, but Mark to personally deliver that and mow your yard. So I think you had it in the text down below in fine print that it had to be in Virginia Beach area, but I think Cam's donation there is probably going to influence you to have to go down to Jacksonville. So.
Yeah, Toro was kind enough to donate a mower, and we I thought, well, I'll mow the lawn. So we did that, and yeah, I'll have to get a trailer to take it down to Jacksonville now, I suppose.
I mean, so any other requests that you're going to make out of Mark to cut your grass?
Geez, I'm going to put him to work. I know that. It'll be fun to watch him with a cold beer as he's mowing the lawn. I think a few of the other lads will join me with a cold beer and maybe just throw some words at him, and yeah.
He'll probably wait until July or August till it's
Yeah,
about 120
really hot.
degrees
Yeah.
down there.
All right, so we're going to close some things up with just some rapid-fire questions. So how about we'll start with Mark, and then Cam, you follow with the answer. It could be one-word answer or just short ones, and we'll just dive right into it. So describe the player experience at LIV in one word.
First class, 2 words, but
Hyphenated.
yeah.
I always say that. I'd say fantastic.
Out of all your teammates, who has the best vibe to play with out on the course?
Jonesy's hilarious. He has these one-liners that just come from nowhere.
Yeah.
I'll say Jonesy.
Yeah, I'd say Jonesy as well. He's
That's
a funny man.
surprising. I thought one of you would definitely say Jed, but Jonesy's got definitely quick.
Jed's good on the music.
Yeah.
He always has like a portable speaker out there and
Keeps
he's
everybody entertained
DJ,
and locked in. All right, who's got the best mullet on the team? Cam? Jed?
Yeah, all day. Cam. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with me.
All right, so including yourself, who would be in your dream foursome all time, living or dead?
My dad, Ricky Ponting, an Australian cricketer, and Will Farrell. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go my old boy as well. Probably Wally Lewis, who's a old rugby league player at home, and I'd probably just go Gordon Tallis as well, 2 rugby league players. I love the sport, so yeah.
Have you played with Gordy yet?
I've played with Gordy before, yeah. He's a legend.
Yeah. He drank about 40 beers when I played with him. It was impressive, actually.
So if you could do a shoey with anyone, who would it be and why?
Daniel Ricciardo,
I was
after he'd
gonna
won a
say
Formula
that.
1 race.
I was going to say that
After
too.
he'd won the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah. Yeah, I did exactly the same, yeah.
All right, so if you weren't out here playing golf professionally, what would you be doing for a living?
Mowing.
Probably cutting grass somewhere. Yeah. I'd love to be a superintendent without the early mornings. I know they put in so much work. Yeah.
I think I'd somehow be involved in cars, racing, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the craziest food or dish that you've tried playing abroad? You guys have got to go to many different countries, probably had some opportunity to taste some different cuisine. What's the craziest thing that you've tried?
I think Japan has some crazy stuff that I don't even know. I actually don't even know what it was.
I've actually got a picture of it. I'll have to send you a picture. It was raw beef with a raw egg on it, egg yolk, just the egg yolk. It was with Hideki. We were playing in
Oh, right.
Was it good?
in Japan as well. It was actually quite good, yeah. But raw beef and raw egg yolk sounds very interesting.
So you guys had a walk-up song in Australia. What did you choose?
Mine was Wolf Mother, Joker and the Thief.
Okay.
Yeah, so just really good energy,
Yeah.
good vibe. It worked out good that I was between clubs every day, so I could just hit the shorter one and smash it.
Yeah.
Got the adrenaline up.
I had Fisher losing it 2 days, and then did Daryl Braithwaite, the horses on the last day.
On the last day.
Which is like a sing-along, so
Yeah.
it was fun to get the whole crowd
Everyone was
singing
singing along.
Yeah.
Everything. That's awesome. What's your biggest guilty pleasure?
That I can say. It's not really guilty pleasure. I love beer and wings for
Yeah.
lunch. I mean,
Nothing wrong with you.
yeah,
Can't feel guilty
that's
about
pretty
that.
good.
I'd say creme brulee. Actually, I had one last night. If it's on the menu, I'm getting it.
it's good,
It's
isn't it?
it's hard to say no to
A
that.
good creme brulees.
Yeah.
Hard to
Can't
beat.
go wrong. All right, last one here. But if you could watch only one movie for the rest of your life, but you could watch it repeatedly, what would it be?
Step Brothers.
I go Wedding Crashes.
That would have been my other one.
Yeah.
Those are both
Yeah.
great choices. So.
Yeah.
Well, anything with Will Ferrell, right? It's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
pretty
watch it on
solid.
repeat. It gets
Yeah.
funnier every time you see it. So.
Yeah.
Well, boys, thanks for joining.
Travis, thanks, mate.
Yeah. Good
that
luck
was
this
great.
week, and good luck the
Cheers,
rest of
mate.
the season. So, big fans, and just always appreciate your time. So.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you.